Hello, Stitch It Pam here. Wait a little bit for people to come in here. My chat here. Hopefully you can hear me here. I'm just waiting to see if anybody comes in here. Say hi if you're in the balcony. Just picking out the stamps I want to use on these postcards here. So I've been watching some of my YouTube friends like Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations. And she's been making postcards in the past here, and I thought I have never made one. So that's what prompted me to make some. And the ones that I have, a few that are finished that just need to be addressed. What I started with was just an envelope that I got in the mail. I got a brochure in here, and this is a nice thick envelope. And so this is what I used for the postcards. I couldn't throw it away. It's nicely made, and I got this expedition magazine in it for taking trips, to other countries. And anyhow, that's what I did. I started out with this. I cut this down the side and ended up with a piece like this. And so then on this side, let's see here. I'm just testing my chat. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully this is going through okay. On this side is where I started putting what was going to be the front of the postcard. So I put glue on this side, and this is the glue I used. You can use whatever you works for you. And from there, I use my scraps. So I'm sure there's a lot of you YouTubers out there that have a bin of scraps. I certainly do have it in this envelope here. I have a lot of painty papers and misprints, when I first started doing the journaling, I had done some painty papers on these envelopes. So, and then scraps of book paper, music paper, and so what I did was, without taking you through that whole process, I'm just going to show you what I did. I tore these pieces of paper up like this. This is a book sheet that I used on something else. And then such as this is a book, is painty paper. Then I went, you know, tore some of these painty papers up. I'm not sure why there isn't anybody in the chat. Hopefully this went out to everybody, but anyhow, let's see here. We'll put a test through here. Either way, you'll eventually get it. Then these scraps, what I did was took some ink, because I like to use my ink to highlight the edges and grunge up my whatever I'm using. So this is what I did for all the pieces that I put on here. Go through and grunge these up. And then, of course, for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you what I did then. You can use a piece of sandpaper. I have these little discs of sandpaper that I stick on my dauber here. And just sand this surface off like this to rough it up before I put the glue on it. So then I'm just going to do the corner here so you can see. Then you just start gluing your pieces on here. I'm just going to put it on there. Sometimes I just put it on the paper directly. Yeah, I'm not sure why this, maybe everybody's busy online. Anyhow, if you're in the balcony or if you're watching this later, I'm just going to step you through this real quickly, what I did. And then you know, just keep putting your scraps on here and layer it on here. And what I did was the whole square, which is fairly large here, this envelope. And so then after you get all your papers on here, you know, then I measured my postcards out and cut them on my cutting board. And I measured these to be about 4 by 6, and you can look up the size of a postcard on USPS site, and they'll tell you what the sizes are. I made mine to be about 4 by just a little under 6 inches across. So I cut them all, and then I stitched around them with my sewing machine. This is one that's done. And then I proceeded to put other embellishments on it that I like to put on here on this finished one. You can see that I stamped some ink butterflies on there. I took some other embellishments and glued them on. Special friends. Let's see here. This one here has got a lot of sewing theme on it. Sewing machine that I use my Gemini cutter for, and buttons and stamps. So just make it your own. This is my style. This one here, I used a sewing pattern, the tissue paper from a sewing pattern, an old sewing pattern, and glued that on there. And I also used matte medium to seal it with. So with these that aren't complete yet, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping and gluing on here, and then we'll go from there here. Hopefully somebody will come in the chat. So let's see here. Thought about stamping some birds on here for spring, and you know, a bird singing. I like this one. And these are acrylic stamps. That one. Let's see, inspire, create. Sorry about that. Sounds like my Amazon package is getting delivered, and my beagles are letting them know that they see them. They're announcing it. Let's see here. So let's see, we got stamps picked out. Looks like I have never used this one. I know there's a lot of people streaming this morning. No, that's okay. This is I haven't been live for a few weeks because I've been battling a cough and I hadn't felt well. So I thought I'll just go ahead and do this. So we'll get some ink on there. Let's see here. And we're going to place that bird just about there. Hold it there for a few minutes. Looks like I might have like 3 people in the balcony. That's good. I know some people don't chat because they might be watching more than one person. See how that, ooh, that looks good. Of course, this is a fresh stamper here. Archival ink. I think since we got that out, I'll just use that one again. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Why not? I like that stamp. All right, flip that up. That one looks good. And the other 2, I like to clean my stamp off right away. It came off there pretty good. Put that back. And we'll try this other one on these other 2 postcards. So I basically cut off that masterboard that I used. I cut 4 postcards, the 4x6, and then the end piece I'm going to make bookmarkers out of. These are the end pieces. Okay, and we don't want that on there. All right, let's see. We'll put this guy right down here. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. Oh, Susanna, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. This was kind of an impromptu thing. I hadn't planned it ahead of time. I thought I was working on this masterboard the other night, and I thought I'm going to go live a little bit because I haven't been live for several weeks, actually. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so these are postcards. Thank you, Kathy. And this one here. I was going to send these out to some of my YouTube friends. Like I said, Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations inspired me to make these postcards. I've been watching her create. She creates a lot. I can't keep up with her, but that's okay. She's got a lot more experience than I do. Well, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Means a lot to me that, you know, I appreciate you stopping in. So that one there didn't get the center, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you, Susanna. Yeah, I got a sewing machine from the thrift store last fall. I was tickled pink with. It's just like brand new. It's a Brothers GX37, and it's priced out at over $100. I paid $30 at the thrift store for it. It's in excellent condition. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in. Thank you, Teresa. Thanks for stopping in. Just making these postcards here. These were inspired by Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations. That's where I got the inspiration. Stamp Inspire on there. I was having problems sleeping the other night, so I just came in my office here and made this masterboard. The first cards I made last weekend. I think it was Thursday and Friday. So Inspire, and we're going to put Create on here. Hi, Dawn. Welcome in. I know you do a lot of crocheting, right, Dawn? Which I do too. I'm actually working on a big chicken right now, crocheted chicken. It's made with blanket yarn, that real soft blanket yarn. Let's see, we're going to put Create right up here. And these two here, we're going to put some different words on. Maybe I'll glue some cutout words on there. Let's see. Piece. Oh, I like that. Be happy. Let's see. Might be too big. Delightful. New day. Let's see what else I got. Those are too big. I also have these here. All things grow with love. Well, that's like if I have a plant or something. Choose joy. Oh, that's kind of cute. I could glue those on there too. Nature. Let's see, inspire. All sorts of them here. Just got to find the right one. Shine. Shine. Hi, Maritza. Thanks for stopping. I'm making postcards from more or less junk mail that I had this envelope. Here's one that I've got done here from last week. There's a bunch of stamps, so sewing stamps on here. Pin cushion, sewing machine, buttons, and this is pattern tissue paper from an old sewing pattern. And, you know, I used matte medium on here to seal it. And then on the back, I'm going to put the address and a little greeting here. So can you tell I love sewing themes? Sewing themes, vintage. I love to crochet. I have a sewing collection of all sorts of stuff. So that's a little bit about me. New day, choose. I'm having a heck of a time picking out a word here. Probably use that stamp, it'd be a little bit better. Let's see here. Everything comes up roses. There's no flowers on there. Let's see here. Friends are the flowers in life's garden. I know there's not a garden on there, but I love that saying. And these are a little bit too hard. I've got those on cardstock. So just looking at other stamps I have here. Enjoy, create, I use that. Dream, happiness. Here's a stamp. And grateful for your friendship. I know that this isn't a garden, but I love this saying here, so we're going to do that. Be happy. Choose joy. So this one here, I think I'm going to cut that down a little bit. There. And but that one's, there's no garden on there, but that's okay. I'm going to put this one on here too. Oops, I bumped my mouse. I'm not used to using a mouse. I connected this mouse to my laptop, and if you bump it, it has a mind of its own. There we go. Hi, Darla, welcome in. I'm creating postcards. So I just got done stamping on a few of these. And I do like to use my ink oxides and my ink to ink up the edges on stuff. I use it all the time. Kind of an inking fanatic. So we'll do that one. That one a little bit. And always have your baby wipe handy. I get my baby wipes from Walmart in a big box. They're pretty cheap. I really appreciate you guys coming in and checking this out. I haven't went live for a while because I've had a cough and just kind of not feeling up to par. I've been watching a lot of lives and crocheting. Like I said, I'm making this big chicken for my daughter. It's kind of a, well, it's made of that real soft blanket yarn. She has chickens. So anyhow, choose joy. There we go. And these here too, we'll just hit the edges of those. Put that one there. I have these cutouts from my Gemini machine, but I don't think I'm going to put any on these postcards here because I'm going with the bird theme. So and then you can, I use this glue here, but and I'm going to seal this whole thing with matte media too after I get everything glued on it. And we'll just kind of put that there. Actually, this other one here can go on here because that's got that theme of flowers or garden theme. And we're just going to put that there. Put this down here a little bit because we have to have room for the stamp up here. And I didn't get enough on that one. This will be sealed over with matte medium. And this one here. Actually, I think the stamp will be on this other side. Yeah, the stamp will be on this side. And choose joy. Some days are hard to choose joy, but and a new day. Let's see. Where do we want to put this one? Be happy. Be happy. Choose joy. A new day. Choose joy. And we'll put it. Isn't this funny? I think that's enough. We won't put that one on anything. Thank you, Teresa. I tend to fuss and, you know, and then the next day I look at what I've created and I'm why was I so hard on myself, you know? Put this back before they get lost. And let's see here. All right. I actually think that's enough on there. And I'm going to get the, I bet you I put my arm in that. Nope. Put the ink away before I put my arm in it. These markers I'll put something on later on, but this is a fairly nice thickness for that. You know, I hated to just throw that in the garbage. It's a nice envelope and nice thick envelope that travel brochure came in. So next, actually after I cut these, I don't know if I showed you this step before, but you can use this sander to sand the edges of the postcard with if there's rough edges. Because after I glued the pieces on there were some edges that were sticking out, but anything that's rough from before you mail it. Now, do you think I should put any grunge on the edges of them here or leave it? See, like this one here has a little bit of an edge. I can use that sandpaper for. That's that little sand disc that I got. I just put it on my inker here. Otherwise, you can use the scissors too. The scissors might have worked better on that one. And that edge there will get, when I do the matte medium, that'll get glued down. Just going to refresh my chat here. So the matte medium hopefully won't run that oxide. And oh, that's stuck on there. Let's see, who was saying if you put Vaseline on the edge of it, it won't stick like that? Somebody I saw this last week that did that. Wouldn't you know it? Let's see, what can I use to get under the edge? The edge of that. Any suggestions? All right. Hot water might do it, but otherwise, all-purpose sealer. I'll use this. I got this all-purpose sealer. And my preference is to use that matte medium, but I can't get it open. Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. So, Teresa, have you ever made any postcards, or anybody in the chat made any postcards like this? You know, mailed them out? Okay, we'll set that one aside. I guess we don't need this lid anymore. I think you can probably use decoupage on here too, but I don't know if I would have a problem with it sticking. Those other ones I use matte medium on, but either way, seal it with something. This one is next. A piece of paper there. Oh, with Mary, Darla? You've done it once? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I love to watch Mary too. She's so creative. She's been on YouTube for a long time. Yeah, I'm just trying to, branch out and try new things. I just started journaling in this last year, and I learn new things all the time. My next thing is I would like to make some cards. I'm not really into the card thing, but I have a lot of stuff here to make cards with, and it would be nice to have them to send to some of my YouTube friends or to use for greeting cards. Yeah, so that kind of seals that in. So, and that actually dries fairly quickly. This one's almost dry all the way. It's a little damp yet, but just put another layer on here. And put that over there. Get myself another baby wipe. That one's tending to buckle a little bit. That's all right. Yeah, so once those dry, then on the back, this is the one I got from, I'm going to cover up my address, Aunt Beck created. She's got all sorts of stuff on there. So she wrote a little message for me, but on the top, I thought that was really creative. She wrote the word postcard, drew the lines down there. So that's what I did on these that are done. I drew that line on through the top. And thank you, Darla. Yeah, and these are all, after that dried there, that's on there pretty secure, those pieces of paper. And this is a sewing pattern with just tissue paper and stamps. Spire handmade. Little sewing machine down there. Little spots from my glue, but that's okay. The stamp will go over that anyhow. I think this is one of my favorites. I like that old clock on there. Special friends. I love working with book paper and music paper. And actually, I did this one upside down on the back, but who cares? It's still readable. If I was selling it, it'd be a different story, but this is just going to go to a friend. Yeah, so these are drying here. Just going to refresh my chat a little bit. I've been thinking about doing a live sale with some of my vintage sewing supplies, and I have a lot of vintage craft magazines and whatnot. Just thinking about it right now, but I'll do a post if I do that. I suppose I could do these, stamp something on these bookmarkers here too. Yeah, these bookmarkers would be nice to put in stuff in a journal. You know, I think I do have a couple of them done. Oh, here's more postcards. I guess I didn't show them all to you. These are drying here. Let me just move these over that are drying. Yeah. So the ones I made last week, here's the postcards that the end pieces that I used to make bookmarkers. Yeah, a person could put paper on the back of that too if you wanted. This one here has a sewing theme. Can't talk today. Sewing thing. Imagine, dream it. And this one's another one here with that vintage clock I glued on there. A little bit of sewing theme there. Memory, friendship, and time. I like the grungy look, like I said, the antique look, and that's kind of my forte. Now this got a little bit of glue or stain on the back from using the oxide, but that's okay. It'll probably get dirty going through the mail anyhow. Now these are a little bit different size. They were left over from the masterboard that I used, and I'll probably use these for tucks or inserts into a journal that I make. It's got stamp on it. It's got some cutouts from my Gemini die cut. And I could decorate the back if I wanted, or do a message, or put a journaling page on there. This is the other one. And in the background is a vintage sewing pattern piece, the instructions from a sewing pattern. Yeah, so I'll post it when I decide to do it. So I've been tossing back and forth that and doing whatnot. But we'll see. So these look like they're getting to the dried point. I may put another layer on there of that matte medium. I don't know. Let's see here. Shouldn't do that when it's wet, I guess. Well, I want to thank you guys for stopping in. I really appreciate you. If you like this video, click the like button, and obviously you're subscribed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on here seeing this. And watch for more of my lives, and share this out if you feel like you want to. So, and you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one. You too, Darla.